So just how hard is it to win away games in Super Rugby? Apparently, it's pretty hard. So far, we're 5 weeks into the Super Rugby 2018 season. We've had 30 games in those 5 weeks. Although some teams have only played 3 games, we've still got that total 30-game sample size. So I thought, let's have a look at the numbers and just see how many teams are actually picking up away wins. And it's only 23%. So you got slightly less than a 1 in 4 chance of winning your match if you're away. Home, because it's been a draw, it's not quite exactly even, but 73% if you're at home. So the story of that is you need to be winning your home games. If you can pick up a few away wins on top of that, you'll climb. Making your home a fortress it's just the key to success in Super Rugby. That's nothing new. That's not news to anybody. But yeah, I think it's probably a higher stat than I maybe thought it was going to be. Just how hard it is. I mean, some pretty good teams are struggling on the road so far this season. So I thought I'd have a look at these teams' records and kind of look overall. Are they ahead, are they even, or are they behind? So are they losing more at home than they should be, or are they picking up away losses to kind of balance it, or have they held at home and then picked up kind of road results? So I thought I'd have a look, and it's all based on a comment that Dan McKellar, who's the Brumbies coach, made in a press conference, slightly testy press conference after his team's win over the Sharks the other day in Canberra. So he basically said that all you media lot wrote us off based on a couple of away losses, and you haven't seen us play at home. That's kind of the main idea of what he said. So I thought, yeah, how true is that? Is it really realistic that you can lose like you've been losing and still be considered a competition contender? And I mean, the stats back him up. 23% of the time you're going to win away. So he lost 2 times away is a shock to nobody. I guess it was partly the manner of the losses that he glossed over a bit, but still improved performance at home. So let's have a look and see who's doing what. Teams who are behind, no surprises in the Jaguares and the Sunwolves. So Sunwolves are losing both home and away. It doesn't seem to make a difference. The Jaguares have held once at home, picked up no results on the way, and lost 2 games at home. So yeah, really well behind. Another team, the Bulls, so they held their first result at home, but from then on they lost the game and they haven't been able to pick a road result up to kind of even that up. The Sharks are a bit unlucky to be here, but if I'm saying you have to win your home games, that draw that they got against the Waratahs sees them behind. They haven't picked up an away win. And they've not been beaten at home, but they didn't win all their home games. In terms of teams who are even, it's kind of an interesting spread because you've got the almighty Crusaders. I mean, they've 2 really good home wins, but no away wins. So 2 from 2, 2 and 2. They're totally even Stevens. And then the team that beat them recently, the magnificent looking top of my power rankings, Highlanders, although they've gone 3 on the bounce, undefeated, the only team, still haven't gotten an away win. They haven't been beaten at home, but they haven't won away. They haven't had a chance because they haven't played any away games. But yeah, so credit to them for that. But they need to be tested on the road. Maloli Blues, maybe it's not looking all doom and gloom because yeah, they're even. So they have played 1 home game, and sure enough they lost it against the Chiefs, but then they went and picked up an away win to balance it out. Gone on since to lose another away game, but like the stats say, you should be losing your away games. So yeah, no need to worry about that at all, surely. The team that beat them recently, so the Stormers, in a similar position to the Brumbies, we've been kind of writing them off after the start of the season because, You know, they lost 3 games on their tour of Australia and New Zealand, so 3 losses in a row. You start to get all negative about their prospects, but stats say you're going to lose away, so you need to hold at home to make up for it. And they've done that so far. They need to get some away wins to start to advance up the table, but as long as they're winning the home games, they're keeping themselves in the race. And the Lions. Sure enough, they got an away win against the Bulls, but then they lost the home game to the Blues, so they've evened it out, and they are, in terms of just home and away, they're not ahead. And some other teams who you might not think so great are. So the Waratahs kind of pip into the ahead row just. They've held their home games. They did lose away in Argentina, but they didn't get beaten when they were in Durban. They managed to pull out a draw against the Sharks, so not great, but hey, it's not a loss. Chiefs lost away to the Crusaders, but managed to pick up an away win against the Blues while holding at home, so they're ahead. Hurricanes lost away to the Bulls, but managed to beat the Jaguares away and held at home to the Crusaders, so they're in positive territory. Rebels have only lost that one away game to the Waratahs. Reds have only lost an away game to the Rebels. And the man who came out with the line, if you follow his logic, his team's doing well. So they've won their one home game. They sure enough got two losses on the road, but that's nothing to get too upset about given how many teams lose on the road in Super Rugby. And they picked up an away win against the Sunwolves, so they are in positive territory. So it's an interesting way to spin things. Obviously the teams who you're playing kind of makes a difference, but just in purely simplistic win home games and try to pick up away games logic, those are the guys who are doing it. These guys are kind of keeping it even, and these guys are struggling. So yeah, it'll be one to watch how teams who have already got some away games under their belt, like the Blues, have only played once at home. The Highlanders haven't travelled. It's going to be interesting to see how teams like this go forward. Will the Blues get better, hopefully, as they return home? Will the Highlanders kind of come back down as they travel? The stats say they should, but it's going to be a mark of a really good team to prove that wrong, or a really bad team to also start losing at home. So we'll see what happens. Just thought some interesting numbers anyway, and yeah, let me know what you guys think. Any teams that you think can go on a big run of away victories? It kind of depends on the schedule. Highlanders don't start it off easy by getting their first away game against the Canes anyway, so we'll see. But yeah, that's it for another one, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon.